Proctor All-Star Tournament as we have West Rutland, or Sweet Carolines as they're going by, taking on the Marble Valley squad. And you're looking at Colby McKay. He's going to be the starting pitcher in this ballgame for Marble Valley. They come in with a 1-1 record. They lost a tight game, 6-4 their last outing, as they had taken on the Tri-Town team. Now McKay, in his warm-ups in the bullpen, I was watching him. He was throwing good velocity right around the strike zone, but he'll be facing Tyler Grote, Jordan Johnson, and Jacob Dowd up for West Rutland. 6-inning games. There's a 12-run mercy rule, and that's a little comebacker to the pitcher. He'll flip to first, and they'll have the out. This is a good time to go around the field defensively and tell you who's on the infield. I've already mentioned Colby McKay is the pitcher, Sean Blanchard's the catcher, Tyler Allen getting the start at first base, Amy Jones is at second, Shane Protovansky the shortstop, and Derek Ains is at third base. Swing and a miss for a strike. This is Jordan Johnson. He'll be the shortstop for West Rutland. They got in the field defensively. It's double elimination, so one of these teams right here, the loser of this game, will be done with the tournament for 2010. A 1-1 to count. The outfield has center fielder McGregor Shannon, Trevor Lear in right, and Braden Shannon in left. The pitch on the way, right down the pipe for a strike. Now, Marble Valley started this morning off with an 18-4 win over the Rutland City All-Stars, and then that 6-4 loss to what I just mentioned already, the Tri-Town team. West Rutland coming in off a loss this morning to Slate Valley, and strike three looking, and that'll be the second out. Jacob Dow now, the center fielder for West Rutland, coming up. And McKay trying to have a 1-2-3 first inning. That's fouled straight back right off from the left shoulder of Blanchard. Seems to be all right. Oh, I got the umpire. Went out from the catcher's shoulder right into the umpire, and yeah, he is going to get some assistance. And I'll tell you, that's looks like he's looking at his hand forearm area, which is bad enough, but it could have been a lot worse. But he's tough. He's ex-military, he said, and he's been staying out here all day umpiring. Volunteer umpires. Volunteer everybody, from people who put the schedules together to keep the grounds crew going, to the umpiring, to the concession stand. It's quite a community field tournament. Like I said, it always reminds me of the Glossic basketball tournament this Proctor All-Star Baseball Tournament does. So the umpire is going to be okay, and we'll continue on with 2 outs now. And Jacob Dow up. A swing and a miss, and again, McKay's been ahead in the count. As you can see, the umpire just rubbing that just above the elbow on that left arm. And that foul ball came straight back to it and glanced off the shoulder of Blanchard, the catcher. So McKay all set, and he'll go to the full windup, and pitch on the way will be strike 3, and it'll be a quick inning, a 1-2-3 inning for Marble Valley defensively. They're going to come up scoreless in the bottom of the first. First 4 due up for Marble Valley. Going to have Colby McKay leading things off, and Amy Jones, Shane Protovansky, and Derek Ains due up, and he'll be looking at Cam Slade. He'll be the starting pitcher. Zach Trepanier will be the catcher. First base will be Caleb McLaren. Tyler Grote at second, Jordan Johnson at short, and Matt Bathlon at third base. And again, whoever loses this game will be eliminated from the tournament for 2010, and that's going to be just a tad bit low for a ball. The outfield has Jacob Dow in center field, Hunter Mason's the right fielder, and Francis Grabowski is the left fielder. And we're scoreless in the bottom of the first. You're watching PEGTV Channel 15 Sports, and that's going to be to the shortstop and knocked down. He's got a chance to throw, and he's going to be safe at first base. And he's going to go back to first, and yeah, he's going to end up just staying at first base. A little indecision there and going to second cost him the advancement, so he will have an error to start off. So McKay will be at first base. There's the ball was hit down to Jordan Johnson. There's Cam Slade, remember, from the basketball season, played for West Rutland in basketball. Now Amy Jones up. She's been having a good tournament so far with both the glove and the bat. And in the first game this morning, she had a triple. She brought her own fan club today to the ball game. It's a big boisterous crowd out here in center field watching the ball game. Yeah, well, and then that wild pitch and a runner. McKay will end up down at second base. Again, the Mercy rules, you're ahead by 12 runs or more. You have to go at least 4.5 innings. Not that will come into play here, but just to let you know what the Mercy rule is. And she will be hit on the left knee, it looked like, and she's going to be okay, and she'll head down to first base. Here's a pitch, started inside, never broke off the plate, and hit her in the leg area, and she's flexing it, and seems to be all right.
Good job, baby!
So first and second for Protovansky. Shane Protovansky is going to be the starting shortstop, or he is the starting shortstop for Marble Valley. And he'll come around, and that's going to be down to third base, step on the bag, and they'll get the out. The lead runner forced out. That'll be the first out. Jones will go to second. Protovansky safe on the fielder's choice. Now Derek Ames up. And that pitch will be too far outside for a ball. Then you go to the website, www.PEGTV.com. You can click video on demand. You can watch local sports anywhere, anytime you want. It's a free service on the internet. You can also do it the old-fashioned way. You just turn on the television to channel 15. That's going to be the short knockdown, and they're going to make the throw to third base. And again, they'll keep the ball in the play, but the runner will be safe. So
nice job, baby!
Everybody's going to be safe now as the base is loaded. Again, that was the shortstop, Jordan Johnson, able to dive out and knock the ball down, but not be able to come up and control it. Just a good athletic play just to knock the ball down. And now I just got to catch up because I had Kai Norwood, but it's going to be McGregor Shannon due up. So the base is loaded and looking for the first run of the ball game. McGregor Shannon at the plate facing Cam Slade. Again, he got the plate but low, and the ball knocked down by the catcher Trepanier, and nobody able to move up. So Slade in a little bit of a pickle here in the first inning. And the on-deck batter, I should mention, is going to be Sean Blanchard, the catcher. Slade into the full windup will be a wild pitch, and Jones coming home is going to be safe, and there's the first run of the ball game as it comes in on the wild pitch. As Protovansky will go to third, and Ains ends up at second base. That'll leave first base open. Not that they want to use it, but... And there is the one out right now. And that pitch will go to the outside. Again, scheduled for 6, it can be mercy ruled to 4.5. Each team coming in with a loss. So each team needing a win here to move on. And a little pace on the ball changed up there. It had Shannon out in front of it as very warm and muggy days. We're in the 90s again, temperature-wise. There is a slight breeze blowing, but the sun right now is going to be right in the first baseman's eyes, catcher's eyes, that area. So pop flies could become a problem. That ball will get by, and it'll be a play at home base. Safe. He'll come in under the tag with the second run of the ball game. So Protovansky will come in to score. And Ains should be at third base. He is. McGregor Shannon ends up at second base after the walk. He kept going. Now Sean Blanchard up. Blanchard today has played center field. He's been a catcher. He's pitched a couple innings, so he's been very versatile, being moved around the lineup. Whoever does win this ball game will have a 4th game today. And they're coming home again, and Ains going to be there with another run. So West Rutland getting a little sloppy in the field. McGregor Shannon went up at third base, so 3 runs in. And most of them Just got to be kind of buckled down here and be a little more careful with the ball, West Rutland does. That's going to be put into play. There's the play to third, to first, and a little bit off the mark, and that'll allow Blanchard to go to second base. And the ball will hit him, and he will be there ahead of the throw, obviously, and be safe. A run will come in as Shannon will score, and Blanchard. It was a good job of fielding it by Matt Bathelon, number 17, but then his throw went a little bit wild. Going to first base, and they're out talking to Slade. Oh, no, two umpires were talking, okay. And everything seems to be settled on the issue. So that's going to be 4 runs in now in the first inning. There is no 10-batter rule in the tournament. You know, Tyler Allen, the first baseman, up for the first time today. And you watch Blanchard go down to third base, and he'll be good. Yep, so West Rutland getting into a little bit of a hole here. As Slade had asked for a new ball, he'll receive a new ball. And a good time to remind you that every Saturday afternoon at 4 o'clock, Tom Leipold, the program director at Channel 15, starts playing the games of the week. But I tell you, every now and then there's a nice breeze that picks up. As Trippier made a nice trap with the ball and didn't allow the runners to move up that time. You see the umbrellas behind home base. That's all for the sunshine. There's not a drop of rain in sight anywhere. So Cam Slade, looking for that second out, will come inside and miss. The runner will stay at third base. And McKay was forced out at third base. That's the only out so far recorded in this bottom of the first. As it's 4-0 Marble Valley. Big swing and a miss as he liked that pitch, took a rip at it, and the runner taking about 3 or 4 steps down the line, but deciding to go back and stay at third. As Trippier, the catcher, had hustled after that. And again, the Mercy rule is 12-run lead or larger, but you got to go at least 4.5 innings. And that's going to go down the third baseline, foul. I believe we now have a full count with the 1 out on Tyler Allen with Braden Shannon on deck. And Slade with the long look in will just be off the plate. So on the full count, he'll throw ball 4. And we'll send Tyler Allen down to first base and bring up Braden Shannon, the left fielder, with Trevor Lear on deck, and Trevor Lear represents the number 9 spot in the order. And so like I said, both Shannons getting a start in this ball game. And that time the runner will go down to second base. He won't draw the throw, and Allen will take the turn, but with Blanchard already at third base, he had to hold up. And there's strike 2 is Slade now up in the count, a couple strikes. And just real quick around that infield again, it's McLaren, Groh, Johnson, and Bathelon with Trippier the catcher, Grabowski, Dow, and Mason the outfield. Cam Slade on the mound, and that'll be to the backstop, and Blanchard deciding or being held up, one or the other, but not coming home on the wild pitch. And so Slade looking for that second out. That's going to be popped up, and will it stay playable? Nope. He did make it. Oh, yeah, he came up off the ground with it, so an athletic play there. We'll record the second out. What fooled me was I watched the catcher, and he ran to the opposite side. So Trevor Lear up, number 9 in the order, and they would have batted through the order here in the first inning of play, bottom of the first. And he's going to hit it through the hole, and that's going to roll to the fence. And that's going to score a couple runs. And Lear looking to third base. Coach gets the go-ahead sign, and Lear going into third base with a stand-up triple. She'll drive in Allen and Blanchard. A couple RBIs, like I said, in the triple. And I'll bring around Colby McKay at the top of the order again. So still 2 outs here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 runs in here in the first inning for Marble Valley. And I think that's going to have a chance to drop in. It's a fair ball, and McKay in this inning alone will have been on base twice, once on an error and once on a base hit. This time, though, he'll pick up the RBI. Is Lear able to come in and score, and they'll bring up Amy Jones again.
Come on, Amy!
Yeah, she walked and scored, and she's going to have a base hit. As you can see, McKay going to take second base to third and told to go home. So we'll follow him all the way in. We'll go to third base, actually, and Jones will be there, and on her slide, she'll pop the base off, but she will drive the run in. As Protovansky coming up, he reached on the fielder's choice in this inning. Yeah, so 9, 10, 11. 12th batter, Protovansky coming up. Like I said, there is no 10 batter rule. And see if they'll make a change. We're just going to talk to Cam Slade. As they haven't taken a ball from him yet, so I'm assuming that they might go with him. He needs just the 1 out to get out of the first inning. Yeah, so again, they stick with Slade and Protovansky up for the second time this inning. And here comes Jones home, and she will be there. So she'll slide for good measure, but she will be safe again. She scored twice here, the 9th run right there. Again, Protovansky reached on a fielder's choice his first time up in the first inning. And that looks like it's going to drop in. Yeah, it's going to drop right in. It was hit just hard enough to get over the infielder's head and in front of the outfielder. And Protovansky will have a base hit now. For Derek Ames, and he reached on a fielder's choice also, and on a couple wild pitches, came around to score. Oh, he got a piece of that, and that's lifted, and going to roll to the fence. Yeah. That's going to score Protovansky, but I'll pick up the trail runner, and there's Ames, and you see him watching around, and he's going to be there just ahead of the throw. So he'll pick up a RBI, makes it a 10-run lead. And this will bring up McGregor Shannon again, and he had a walk his first time up. There's times I'm for the 10 batter rule and times I'm against it. On this hot, sticky day, I'm for it today. There's action in the bullpen for West Rutland as they have Chris Bills warming up, number 51. And he's actually done his warm-ups now. He's heading back to the bench area. What they're doing there is resecuring third base. So Slade, again, they'd love to have him get out of this inning before they make a pitching change. And that's going to be foul ball down the third baseline. So McGregor Shannon able to turn on the pitch, but pull it foul. Again, so Slade into the full windup. And that's going to be down to second base to flip to first, and they'll have the out. But it's a 10-run inning for Marble Valley. They'll have the 10-run lead going into the second inning from the Proctor Tournament 2010. So we'll head into the top of the second, and McKay still on the mound, and that ball looks like it has a chance to drop in, and it will drop in, and Bathlon will have a base hit here to start off things for West Rutland. And again, that was just good job of going to the opposite field. Now Cam Slade up for the first time. Again, when you come into an inning where you're just giving up 10 runs, you just got to take it one run at a time. They're going to go to second base, and I'm waiting for the call. Yeah, I tell you what, Bathlon went hard into the bag and hustled, but was tossed out on the force out, and Slade will reach on the fielder's choice. And that was a good play by Amy Jones out there. She flipped the ball. I believe it had to be to Protovansky. Now Hunter Mason up the right fielder. So one out, one on, and they have a bat. West Rutland does in play, and that's what the holdup right now is as they go and get it. But McKay had a 1-2-3 first inning. He also recorded 2 strikeouts. So Mason all set now, and the field all clear, and pitch coming on the way. As you can see, the catcher back there, Blanchard, with the target, and that was too far to the outside. Now Slade down at first base has got good speed. Let's see what they want to do with that. How aggressive they're going to be. And McKay, nice deliberate pace between pitches on a hot day, not rushing it. And that's going to drop in for a base hit as Shannon will pick it up, and West Rutland will have runners at first and second. All that's going on with just the one out. Yeah, so a couple base hits now, and Trepanier, the catcher. I believe that's Trepanier coming up with McLaren on deck, and then Grabowski due up. So West Rutland trying to get back a couple of those runs here in the top of the second. Again, scheduled for 6. There's a 12-run mercy rule, but you got to go at least 4.5 innings. And that's going to get through the catcher's legs, and that'll allow the 2 runners to move up. So runners will be at second and third base now for West Side. So Trepanier with a chance to drive in West Rutland's first run of the ball game. That's McKay on that wild pitch. Caught the plate, but low. And we went 5-hole on the catcher. And that was a good pitch. One thing, having done all 3 of the Marble Valley games today, because there is a limitation on innings pitched for today and inning pitched for the tournament, is they've done a good job of really saving innings and spacing pitchers out. And strike 2 on the inside corner. So 2 strikes now on Trepanier. Plus in his heat and humidity, you really don't want to overwork a pitcher, and that will be to the backstop, and the runner coming home is going to be safe with the first run for West Rutland. And Slade hustling down that third baseline will score, and then Mason on the back side of that will go to third base. You see that McKay talking to the shortstop Protovansky as they wait for Trepanier to get set. Again, McKay with good pop on the ball, but he's been a little high there with some of his pitch, almost overcompensating, overthrowing the ball. And actually what he's doing is his follow through. He's staying straight up instead of on his follow through coming right toward home base. If you follow through and come down with your motion, the ball's going to come down. And that just, you can see the umpire making the indication just off the mark, and that'll be a walk, and they'll have runners at the corners now. So Trepanier able to work the count in his favor and get the walk. Now McLaren up as West Rutland at the number 8 spot in the order. Again, first and third. I know they're down by 9 runs, but it's never a bad deal to be aggressive on the bases and try to send the runner on first and second on the steal. Big swing and a miss. There goes the runner, and the throw will become to the cutoff to Protovansky, and the runner at third very wisely stayed at third. So second and third now with just the 1 out. And that's a pretty set play as far as the shortstop sliding in on the infield grass and taking the cutoff. And Blanchard will locate the ball, and it's a good decision not to come home from third base as the ball didn't get really any more than a foot and a half away from Blanchard, the catcher. That's another position that Marble Valley's done a good job at spreading the work around, is at the catcher's position between Miles, Protovansky, and Blanchard. on a hot day like this with a lot of games. Nobody's really been overworked behind the plate. And that will hit the batter, and that will load the bases up as McLaren going to be tended to by the coach as they got him on the leg. That's the first batter hit by a pitch by Marble Valley today. The base is juiced and just one out. Grabowski up. And boy, West Rutland, with a base hit here, can make things interesting. They're down just 10-1 now, and they've had the makings of a big inning, and McKay will get the strike at the knee. And McLaren got hit by a pitch. Trepanier got whacked. Mason had a single, and Slade reached on a fielder's choice. And again, good eye right there by Grabowski as that pitch came in just about letter high. And there's that outside corner that McKay's tattooed a lot here in the early goings. We're in the top of the second in a 10-1 game, the elimination game. Whoever wins will advance on. Each team coming in with a 1 loss. And he'll take strike 3 looking. And that'll bring back the top of the order. Third strikeout for McKay. Now Tyler Grow up. He grounded out to the pitcher. So he's 0 for 1 so far today. Big swing and a miss, but I tell you what, I'd like to see him ripping at the ball like that. Got a level of swing off. So McKay being extended here in this second inning after having the 1-2-3 first. Colby McKay out there throwing, as Blanchard is his catcher for this ball game, and I'm sure we'll see other pitchers work in and out of the lineup. Again, Slate Valley getting out of today so far undefeated with their record. Tri-County to this point undefeated. And this is the 2010 version of the Proctor All-Star Youth, or the Youth League All-Star Tournament for Proctor. And a strike called at the knee. So Grow with a couple strikes on him. And it is kind of game, as they were just instructed from the Marble Valley dugout to talk it up, that you kind of get lulled into watching. Tight, he'll take it, strike 3 right down the pipe, but they'll pick up a run. They'll leave the bases loaded, and we'll have a 10-1 score. Marble Valley going in the bottom of the second. Getting set to go back to work here in the bottom of the second. He's going to be looking at Blanchard, Allen, and Braden Shannon due up. And he threw a lot of pitches in that first inning. And that will come in high for a ball. I'm just trying to tell you, he had 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 batters came to plate, and Blanchard reached on an error and scored a run back in the first. It's Fairhaven's team still in the running. That's going to be up the middle, yeah, as it goes off from the mound. I don't think it hit Slade. They're going to come out and check out. No, it did get him coming up the middle of the field, so they're going to call time and check him out. Slade take a couple warm-up pitches, and he tells the coach he's good to go, and he'll stay in the ball game with a runner at first. Nobody down. Tyler Allen coming up now. He walked back in the first and eventually came around to score. And he'll swing through that pitch, and Blanchard will stay down at first base. Again, Slade the pitcher, Trepanier the catcher, McLaren, Grow, Johnson, and Bathlon on the infield. Grabowski, Dow, and Mason in the outfield. Again, Slade able to set the ball in there. That'll be fouled off, yeah, over the first base dugout, and it'll go to a 2-strike count now. And what West Rutland needing to do, we just they got to run back in the top of this inning, just settle down and get a defensive stop here. You got to take it one inning at a time when you start off looking uphill. And that's going to be sent, and that's going to be to the fence, and it'll be picked up, and yeah, they want to bring it into the cutoff. As you can see, that Allen's going to go to third base. He kind of hesitated, but he's going to end up going to third base, and he'll be there standing up as the run will come in. He'll drive Blanchard in, so An RBI triple for Tyler Allen. And now Braden Shannon due up. He popped up to the pitcher, Slade, who made the nice catch in foul territory. And again, Shannon came down, had a chat with the third base coach on the signs as Lear coming out on deck, and then they'll be back around the top of the order. And I like the looks of that pitch. Got a big rip at it, and it'll fall back for strike one. So yeah, they use the 10 batter rule during the regular season, but they don't have it here in the tournament. So that's why 14 batters came to the plate in that first inning for Marble Valley. They've got the 11-1 lead. And that ball just a little short. We'll short hop in there, and Trepanier with the catch. And there's a good time right now. Just remind you about the concerts going on in Rutland's Gazebo Park, Main Street Park on Wednesday evenings, and then Castleton on their green. They have the Tuesday night concerts. And those are all free, of course, to go in at 10. And then Friday Night Live has their music act, I believe 2 per night, but that's obviously Friday night, and those are always free to go watch. So a lot of stuff going on in the area. And come late August, I'll have Mill River Soccer for you. And that could be playable. They're going to settle underneath it, make the grab, Grabowski does. And the run will come in as Allen will score. As you see the throw coming down late. So an RBI sacrifice fly for Braden Shannon. And Grabowski able to track that ball and make the catch. Now Learup, he drove in 2 runs with a triple himself back in the first. And that's going to be opposite field. Ball. So that's going to be strike one. So there are the 1 out, but the bases are clear now. Here in the second, as this goes to 12-1, Marble Valley. Colby McKay on deck, top of the order. And that's going to be foul down the first baseline. So his triple went to right center field, and these 2 foul balls have been down that first baseline also. So we'll retrieve some of these foul balls, get it back in to the umpires. And again, just a little bit outside as he brought the ball just out of the strike zone and couldn't get Lear to chase it. And that'll be a strikeout for West Rutland, as Slade will record. I'm looking real quick. That would be record his first strikeout of the ball game. It's also the second out of the inning. Now McKay up. He reached on an error, and he's also had a single. He's scored a run and driven in a run. So he's up for the 3rd time already here in the second inning. As West Rutland looking to have a shorter inning in the field defensively and late on the swing, and it'll be fouled down, strike one. But remember last year, not only did I cover the Mill River girls and boys soccer program, but I was over, did some Proctor soccer, and I would anticipate being able to work some of those games and also. And that's going to be stroked, and it's going to be a fair ball, and we'll see how far McKay can run. He is faster than a streak of lightning, and he's going to slide into second base well ahead of the throw, and he'll have a double with 2 down. So Amy Jones up. She's already scored 2 runs today. She's been hit by a pitch. She's had a triple, and she's had an RBI. She'll watch that pitch all the way in. It'll be past the catcher to the backstop, and McKay will stand up going into third base.
Come on, Amy!
Jones, like I said, plays for Brandon during the regular season. That's going to be to short, and through the hole at short for another on base here for Jones. And that's going to be another run coming in as McKay able to score from third base. And that'll bring up Protovansky. He has had a fielder's choice. He reached on a fielder's choice. He has singled. He scored a couple runs. And Slade now would like to get the inning over right here on this batter. And the runner coming down in the slide, and she's going to try for third. Yeah, and she'll get up and go to third base and just be there, and she'll pop the bag off again. Well, she's left bases everywhere she's gone, so. You see him plugging the base back into its anchor. Well, first got to do a little excavating, now they'll be all set. So with 2 down, there's a runner at third base. Well, I'm looking actually. Yeah, there's 2 down. Protovansky hitting right now, and Ains on deck. As they are good to go now, as all the bases have been reattached. Jones at third base. And Cam Slade goes into the full windup and the pitch. Going to be foul ball. Tried to hold back on it and just couldn't wait long enough, and it'll be a foul ball strike. Again, Marble Valley started their tour of the tournament off with a win over Rutland City, 18-4. And then in a very good ball game, they took on Tri-Town. And it ended up being a 6-4 win for Tri-Town. Andy Kanash with a 2-run homer in that ball game. And that is going back, and it's going to be all the way to the fence. It'll be chased down by Dow. He'll get the ball in, and Protovansky will end up at second base with a deep double to center field. So he will pick up an RBI to go along with the 2 runs he has scored, and Derek Ains up now. He's already got an RBI, a triple, and a fielder's choice, plus he scored a run. And again, I had to wait. You see the umpire indicate just off the corner for ball 1. And that deep drive to center field chased down by Jacob Dow. And they got the ball in play quickly, so that Protovansky ended up with only a double off that hit. And again, same location, same call, it'll be ball 2. You see the catcher getting set up with the target. Oh, it's a hot day to be back there catching. Big swing by Ains, and just did get a piece of it for a foul ball. And McGregor Shannon will be the on-deck batter behind Ains. Again, it'll be a 3-ball count as it goes same spot off the corner. And Protovansky trying to draw the throw down, but they'll just bring it back onto the mound to Cam Slade. So what's turned into long innings. Nice catch at shortstop by Jordan Johnson. That'll be the inning. We'll go into the 3rd with Marble Valley in the lead. Braden Shannon out there, number 7 with his back to you. The lefty will fire high for a ball. Leading off for West Rutland will be Jordan Johnson and Jacob Dow and Matt Bathlon due up. We're in the top of the 3rd, scheduled for 6, 14-1. Marble Valley with the lead. Whoever doesn't win this game will be done for the tournament. Whoever wins it's got their 4th game coming up today. So they'll have 4 games in one day. Marble Valley in good position though with innings left for their pitchers. That'll be a foul ball. That'll even count out at 1 ball, 1 strike. I'm just kind of scanning the infield. Ains looks like he's still at 3rd, and Protovansky's at short. Jones at 2nd. Allen at 1st. Blanchard still up there at the catcher's position. There's going to be a strikeout on the swing by Johnson. That'll bring up Dow now. Got McGregor Shannon in center field, Lear in right, and I cannot see who their left fielder is. Number 11 looks like. All right, we'll have to go to the book, figure out who number 11 is. I think I'd have that memorized by now, but yeah, they have a defensive change in left field, and I will track it down. Dominic McCullough. So it's McCullough that's gone into play left field for Marble Valley. I'll tell you, that's a good pitch coming into the right-hander. He's starting it all the way on that far side of the corner and then bringing it in on the hands. So it, one out, nobody on. West Rutland looking to, again, just chip away at the lead here. And a good eye there, and that'll be a ball all the way to the backstop as Blanchard will trudge after the ball. So it will be interesting to see how the brackets unfold, but Slate Valley looking strong again this year. They won it last year, the tournament. Tri-Town looking very strong. A lot of arms, a lot of pitchers on that team. Marble Valley looking like they will advance to another game. And strike call. It looked like he held up, but they're going to give him the strike call. As Ames in on the grass at third base. And that will be strike three, but at least the good part is they're going down swinging. They're not just watching the pitches go by. Bathlon up now. He had a single back in the second inning. We're in the third on a hot July day from Proctor, Vermont. And I'm not sure they asked for time, receive time. And yeah, now the coach at third base coming all the way down to communicate to his batter, and seems to be all set now. And the pitch coming in from Braden Shannon, and I believe he held up on that. It was high and outside, and he held up. Ball one. And really kind of a grind down pace here of the ball game. That'll be a strike, and boy, Blanchard just really feeling that heat as he's kind of lethargic behind the plate. And then you get that equipment all on and you squat behind there for all these pitches. And again, right now Marble Valley kind of getting lulled into the tempo of the game. And you can see Blanchard just looking tired, to tell you the truth. Just going after the ball and getting the ball. And they're going to have another talk with the batter. I don't know if he missed a sign. I don't think they want to play a little small ball here, but they'll have the chat down at third base, and Bathlon will step back into the box now, and they'll get set for the pitch. That's going to be put into play down to second base. Jones to first, and that's going to be out. And that's the inning. We'll go to the bottom of the third. 14-1, Marble Valley with the lead. Cheer out there for West Rutland as we start the bottom of the third. Up here is going to be Chris Bills, number 51. He'll come on relieve Cam Slade. And he'll get a swinging strike on his first pitch he throws in there, as it's to McGregor Shannon and Sean Blanchard. Tyler Allen, that's the three due up. We'll have to see if there's going to be any insertion of substitutions. As Bills go to the full windup and catch strike two. So quickly ahead in the count, 0-2. Slade has gone over to play third base. They pushed Bathlon to short. And I'm just trying to catch up to any other changes. That'll be a foul ball strike. So Bills again working from ahead in the count. Would like to keep it that way as we're in the third, scheduled for 6. 14-1 Marble Valley with the lead, looking to move on deeper into the tournament. That's going to be to Slade. He'll throw to first, and he'll be safe over at first. As that is a new first baseman over there, I'll have to catch up to that. As that's Justin Bedard over there. And Sean Blanchard now, the catcher, coming up from Marble Valley. I was listening to the PA announcer, Mr. Knowles, and it is Blanchard coming up. I always want to make sure of that. And again, he did everything he could do to wait back on the pitch, because it is a little bit slower pace than what they've been used to seeing, but he will foul it straight back. That'll be picked up by the catcher, Trepanier. And Bill's his first inning of work will a swinging strike too. So again, he almost recorded the leadoff out, the leadoff batter on that ground out to third. The ball was dropped over at first, so the runner reached on an error, or the batter reached on an error. Bills will again get that pitch just about belt high, and it'll be fouled back by Blanchard. Tyler Allen due up next, should be on deck, and I'll have to wait and see. Yeah, it is him on deck, so he will come to the plate. And that's going to be over the top of the first baseman, and it's going to be at least, a chance for third base for Shannon. That's where he'll end up. So a single for Blanchard, then the good base running by Shannon. And Tyler Allen up. Last time up, he had a triple, drove in a run, and eventually scored himself. So the runners at the corners and nobody down. Chris Bills, number 51, trying to get that first out. And that'll fade on him outside. And a good grab by Trepanier, and it'll be ball one. A long look down to the third base coach, and a lot of signs flash. We'll see what strategy is being employed here. Right off the fist and foul. So right now, just the delivery and change of pace by Bills being studied and examined by the Marble Valley squad. They haven't really keyed off on it. There's been an error that's led to one base runner, then an opposite field single, and that'll be fouled back for strike two. So again, Bills, who's been ahead in the count to all three batters he's faced, but hasn't been able to get the knockout pitch in there. As they get set, and Allen stepping back in. And again, a nice job of fouling off pitch for two strikes. Bills, though, like Slade, being extended deep into the counts. And in a hot day like this, doesn't take long to fatigue out. And that's going to be the hole at short. The ball will get to the outfield, and coming in, they get, Blanchard will be back safe, and they hold the tag down on him, and he'll ask for time, be given time. And Blanchard having a little problem getting up. I'm not sure if it's the ball struck him or the way that he dove back. First base, but it'll bring up Braden Shannon, who's now the pitcher for Marble Valley, as they're allowing some time to be called here and letting Blanchard take a few stretches and walks around second base. And Bills will miss high. That run came in was McGregor Shannon scoring. Sometimes, no matter how much, you gotta just say the truth. It's not a pretty game, this one isn't. And he'll lunge at the pitch, Shannon will, and I'll be back for a strike into the screen. Got some more post-31 baseball action coming up, as they're coming down that home stretch with a bunch of games. They close out the regular season at home on the 18th. And Blanchard will advance to third base, and you can see coming up behind will be Allen. We'll be going to second. Trevor waits on deck, as again, this is the pitcher Braden Shannon. And they're going to send him home, and he will score. And they're going to send him home, and he will score. And again, Bills with a tough pitch to handle there, but tough throw home as he fired a fastball from about 8 feet away to the catcher. That'll be 3 runs this inning, bringing it to a 17-1 lead. And Braden Shannon now with the bases clear and nobody out. He'll duck down out of the way and take ball 4 and head down to first base. And it should be Trevor Lear, and I'm trying to see, it is going to be Trevor Lear coming up. He has had a triple and he has struck out. A 10-run first, a 4-run second, 3 runs so far here in the third. Yeah, and just the foul ball straight down into the dirt. So yeah, in order to invoke the mercy rule, they've got to go at least 4.5 innings, which means they got to get past the top of the 5th. And you can see Bill's missed inside. So yeah, that post 31 team right now currently sitting number 1 in the standings in the South with just a 1 loss. But big games coming up on Channel 15 as they still have to take on at home Bennington and Brattleboro. And I can't think of the last, the 18th, it's a doubleheader, but against 2 different teams. One game against one team, one against the other. That'll be fouled on that first baseline. I know Hartford is one of the teams. So Bills, again, who's been ahead in the count on most of these batters, but again, can't deliver the knockout blow. There's strike 3. Well, in Bill's defense, the first batter of this inning should have been thrown out on a routine ground ball, but that was mishandled and became an error. There's the first out. Now top of the order, Colby McKay. So okay, so it's going to be McCullough batting in this spot. I just want to check the book, and yeah, McCullough's going to bat for McKay with Jones on deck, and that is her on deck, so she will be up next. So McCullough, who didn't start, but now is in the outfield. We'll watch that one sailing high for a ball. And a lot of spectators kind of being lulled to sleep too, sunbathing at the game here. Big swing and a miss. And again, they get close to the action here, right on the outfield fence. And you can see by the lighting, the shade, that it's actually no shade anywhere. And that's going to be to the outfield and drops right in front for a base hit. And they'll flip the ball in the second, and they'll put runners at first and second. Good hustle getting over there. To that ball by Hunter Mason. Jones has scored 3 times today, and she's also collected an RBI. She's got a triple. And she's been hard for him. All gay lying, the 3 games I've done, she's been a hard out to get. So first and second with just the 1 out. And Bill's on in his first inning of work. Oh, she'll slap that down the third baseline. That's going to score Shannon, as Braden Shannon coming in to score. And yeah, they'll hustle in and get the ball into play. And Jones will collect another RBI. Guess I'll catch up to that in the book, because that's Braden Shannon coming in to score. Going to second base is McKay. RBI single for Jones. Now Protovansky up as he's the 8th batter to come to the plate. And now it really isn't a question as to who's going to win the game, it's how long will it take to get to that mercy rule. And I don't mean that critical. I mean, you got to be really honest when you look at the game. This is where, after a certain point, you think they would go back to the 10 batter rule, and that's going to be in there for a hit. And boy, the base runners were all close together. There goes McCullough, Jones. Oh, they're going to hold her up. Okay. I was just going to kind of keep it there at third and watch them waving around. But so McCullough will score. Jones will be stopped at third. Protovansky at first with an RBI single, and now Derek Ains. And yeah, I just had to double check, he is coming in. So it now goes to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 19 to 1 here in the third. Well, I'll tell you what, Ains was just chopping some wood there as Protovansky will whack down to second base. Oh, it's just attrition now, a battle of attrition. And that pitch grabbed by the catcher Trepanier, but it was well out of the strike zone. Resilient group, I gotta say that for West Side. That is going to be playable as Dow chasing it down. Will back up, make the grab, and then hustle the ball back down to third base. And oh, I thought they were going to get the double play. Protovansky will back it up and go back to third. Nice catch though by the center fielder, Jacob Dow. As he made the adjustment on the ball, went back and got it. Protovansky will go down to third. Jones scored. And Ains flies out for the second out. Now McGregor Shannon up. And that pitch came in too high, be a ball. 6. So we're at 20-1 right now, Marble Valley. I watch a lot of these players for West Rutland play basketball. As Protovansky's going to come in and score. Standing up, yeah, he'll be safe. So I just got to catch up. We'll see, this is McGregor Shannon. Sean Blanchard on deck. 2 outs and another big inning here for Marble Valley. Good pitch right there. Best pitch he's thrown. Had some velocity on it. Let his arm relax when he threw it. And Bills quickly back to work. And that looks to be playable. And it'll be, yeah, they're going to get the ball into play. And, yeah, that one run, I think, did come in as McGregor Shannon ends up at second base. And nobody came in yet because there's nobody left on base. So that will bring up Sean Blanchard. He's had a couple singles today. And that's going to be the center field, and it'll be handled by Dow. And the runner is going to turn, and he fell down, and the ball will get away from the catcher, and I'm looking for the base runner. Where is he? He ends up back at third base with a lot of laughs from the head third base coach there as he and Blanchard will go to second base on that play. Tyler Allen. I'll wait for the PA announcer, but I think that is going to be Allen. Yeah, I can see he's number 18, so he will be up. And I've lost count how many people have come to the plate. This is the 10th, 11th, 12th batter to come to the plate here in the third inning. They sent 14 batters to the plate in the first, and just 8 to the plate in the second. Oh, that's a deep shot. And yeah, he will pick the ball up and get it into cutoff, and the runs will score as Allen able to drive in a couple there with that fly ball to left field. And now Braden Shannon back up again. Well, been another long inning defensively here for West Rutland. As Allen will take a shot down to third base. And it's been confirmed that it's Braden Shannon with Trevor Lear on deck. Only in the third, got to get through the midway in the fifth. And nice catch, that's the inning. We'll go to the fourth. Well, we've made it to the fourth. I'm not sure how we've survived out here in the heat, but Cam Slade, Hunter Mason, Zach Trepanier, who's due up. That'll go to Protovansky in the first, as I wasn't ready, but you can see that Shane able to make the play. So a 6-3 ground out now. It should be Hunter Mason's spot. And it is Hunter Mason. He'll step in from the left side against Braden Shannon. And he'll get a strike call on that. I'm trying to catch up a lot of defensive changes. There's Amy Jones has gone into center field. She was a second baseman. And I got a number that I don't even have on my roster, but there's a number 1 out there for Marble Valley. And it says Whitney on the back of his shirt. And I gotta be honest with you, I don't have it listed anywhere on my roster. And it looks like McCullough has gone into play third base. That'll be a foul ball as Allen remains at first, and I'm trying to catch up to who the catcher is. I'll have to wait till he turns around. I don't know if it's Blanchard or Miles has gone in. Yeah, they held up play, and I'm not sure for what, but they point down to the West Rutland dugout. A 23-1 game. That'll be strike 3, and Shan will record the strikeout. That should be Zach Trepanier, the catcher. And it is. So, and a nice pitch delivered from the lefty for a strike. Looking for another 1-2-3 inning. The second inning is the only inning that the starting pitcher, Colby McKay, got extended. Other than that, it's been pretty up and down defensively. And strike 2 called. It has a 1-2-3 first, a 1-2-3 third, and they're on their way to a 1-2-3 fourth. And that pitch will just miss. Inside will back up. Trepanier off the plate. I'm not really sure what happened to West Rutland baseball. I mean, I've tried to cover a couple of the varsity games over the last couple of years, and they're kind of in the same state as we're watching right here at the lower level. I don't know, they got some good athletes, but I guess you can't, baseball player's a baseball player. That's the inning. They'll strike him out. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth, and Marble Valley up 23-1. So Matt Bathlon going to be the new pitcher here in the fourth inning, because he'll be looking at Trevor Lear in the top of the order. And just off the corner, what West Rutland would love, or actually I would, is a shorter inning here defensively. We're in the bottom of the fourth, 23-1. Marble Valley with the lead. And Lear backed up on the pitch and missed it on the swing. And been a long, hot day. Marble Valley is going to advance to their fourth game of today. So 4 games in one day. They'll have the 1 loss to double elimination, so they'll have to wait the winner of the game in progress behind me. And Bathlon will miss outside. Oh, all tournaments are like that. You get your weaker teams and your better teams, but you have to weed through it to get to. That's why you have the bracket system, so you can get to the better teams playing each other, and that's just foul. Yeah, so Lear, who already had an extra base hit today, he had a triple back in the first inning, then he struck out in the second and struck out in the third. And just missed an extra base hit there as that sliced away down that right field line in the foul territory. So Bathlon was a big righty out there. Whoa, good pitch. Will get the strikeout, so they'll get the leadoff batter out via the strikeout. And top of the order coming up now. Now it was McCullough, and it looks like it is going to be McCullough again. They had Colby McKay in that leadoff spot until the last inning. Then McCullough came in a defensive change. And it was Dominic McCullough, and he will assume that spot in the batting order. And he liked what he saw there and just swung through. He had a single. So he's 1 for 1 today. as Bathlon set goes into the full windup and just missed outside. Well, I tell you, he throws with a little velocity. He's, being very deliberate in his motion, but I'd rather have him be more accurate like he is than to speed up the motion. And see, there's a strike. So he's up in the count, 1-2, and he has retired the leadoff batter. We're in the fourth, and I'll be honest with you, all we got to do is get through the top of the fifth, and it's in the book. And that's on the infield, and he'll chase it down, and he'll be safe at first base. So a little flare on the infield, and McCullough will beat it out. Now bring up Amy Jones, and it is Amy Jones, and she's had a monster first day of the tournament. Each game I've watched her play, I've just been very impressed with her. And she's up there now with a runner at first and just the one down. Oh, that's cranked. Bill's going back, and he'll hit the base of the wall. And McCullough will only beat a second base. I guess he was waiting to see if it was. The funny part to me was her friends are sitting out here and they told her to hit the ball to her, and she almost did hit the ball to him. So, yeah, and that's. Said you get close to the action out here. They're sitting right on the center field wall. Not a bad seat in the house.
Nice hit, Amy!
And they agree, yeah.
You almost hit it to us.
That, she only got a single out of it. And that's going to be through the hole at first. And we'll pick up the lead runner, and they're going to send McCullough around with the 24th run. Here comes Jones with the 25th run. And they're going to hold up Protovansky. I didn't even know who was hitting because it's all kind of a blur now, but yeah. So McCullough scores, Jones scores, Protovansky goes to third. And Derek Ames due up here. And it does look like it is Derek. Now in all defense of the pitcher, Bathlon, he should have 2 outs right now. And that pitch called a strike. So if Ames is at the plate, then it should be McGregor Shannon on deck. Oh, you always get a game like this in a tournament. Yeah, that's just the way it works. Foul ball for strike 2. They retrieve that foul ball. Well, I tell you, Trepaniers worked hard behind that plate today for West Rutland catching. Long pause as he comes to set and from the stretch. Be outside. Again, Trepanier able to trap the ball. And we're only in the top of the fourth. And again, Bathlon, the third pitcher used by West Rutland here today, as Slade got the start. Bills came in to relieve him, and now it's going to be Bathlon's turn. Protovansky down at third base, just drove in 2 runs with the triple. And there's only the 1 out here in the top of the fourth, and we're at 26-1 Marble Valley. They've got to get through to the mid-fifth for it to be called on the mercy rule. They took out the 10-batter rule for the tournament, and that kind of surprised me, but it's been a long, grinded-out game today. And again, this will eliminate West Rutland from the tournament, and Marble Valley will move on to the next bracket. They'll have 4 games in one day, and that's what happens. They lost that second game of the day to the Tri-Town team, and that put them in the losers bracket and added another game to their schedule today. This all happened because of the rainouts yesterday. They had to reconfigure the schedule. But again, they've really spread the pitching around. There's a lot of innings left on the Marble Valley squad, and that's a swing and a miss and a foul ball for a strike. So Ames able to stay alive with the 2 strikes. And again, McGregor Shannon should be the on-deck batter for Marble Valley, as Bathlon will peer in. And again, I don't see any signs. He's just looking for a target. And that came in high for ball 4. So Ames will go down to first base, and they'll put runners at the corners with the one down. Yeah, and he's going to speed around, and Ames will stop at second, and Protovansky stayed at third. And I've seen that play a couple times this season. Always works. You don't have to stop at first base. So we've got the pinch hitter up now, and it's Whitney. I don't know his first name, but I don't have him on my roster. So he will be at the plate for the first time today. And I'm trying to see, is it Sean Blanchard on deck? Nope, Miles is on deck. I think Miles caught the last inning, actually. And he'll stretch the plate just a tad bit too far, and that'll go outside. And boy, all the defensive innings for West Rutland, like I said, have been like this. 14 batters coming up, 12 batters coming up, 8 batters coming up, and they're on their way for another long inning here. And Bathlon, a lot of time between pitches. That'll be a foul ball for a strike. They'll retrieve it, bring it back in, and as they want the ball, and they'll bring it into Trepanier. He'll make the grab and hand it off to the umpire behind home plate. That could be playable. And what a catch! Hunter Mason with a great catch. And they're going to throw to second base and double them up. We're going to make it to the 5th. As Marble Valley up by a lot. Dominic McCullough is going to try to close it out here in the 5th. He'll get a strike on the first pitch. So West Rutland able to create that double play to put an end to the bottom of the 4th. So Bedard up now for West Rutland, Justin Bedard. And strike 2, so McCullough working from ahead in the count very quickly here. And I'm just looking for some other defensive changes, and it looks like the way we ended up the last inning, that's going to be down to Whitney. He will flip it to first. There's the out. So 1 up, 1 down. And now we'll have to wait and see, because it's Grabowski's spot, but he's long since been sent to the bench. It's going to be Chris Bills. So with 1 out, nobody on. Bills coming up here in the top of the 5th, which will end the game because of the mercy rule. I have it at 25 or 26 to 1, Marble Valley. So Marble Valley will advance into the next game. And that'll be ball down low. Looks like right now what's happening with McCullough, he's got to kind of get the pace right between pitches. He was rushing the last 2 pitches. And that's going to be the second base, and under the glove of Whitney, and that'll go in for a base hit, and Lear will toss it into second base, where Protovansky will make the grab. So that becomes a 1 out single. And top of the order is Grow spot, but I don't believe it will be Grow. And it does look like Tyler Grow, number 5, so he'll take a strike on the first pitch on the outside corner. There's McCullough, again, slowing down the paces between pitches, and getting good movement on the ball right there for a swing strike 2. Zach Pratt, I just got corrected by the PA man. It is Zach Pratt at the plate. And fouled off with 2 strikes. Good job by Pratt. Getting the bat on the ball with a couple strikes on him. There's West Rutland with a runner over at first. They picked up their only run back in the 2nd inning. And a good grab by Miles, who I believe is doing the catching now. Again, a lot of innings left for the pitchers for Marble Valley, even though they're going to go to a 4th game today. But they've also done a nice job of spelling the catchers between Blanchard, Protovansky, and Miles. That's going to be the backstop, and you can see the runner being able to take second base is Bills as he'll advance on that wild pitch. Get McCullough with a long look in to the backstop, and Bills will go to third. Yeah, he won't draw the throw as the ball retrieved by Miles. The outfield playing, I think, extremely deep. And there's the strikeout for the second out. So 2 down now in the 5th. Battery died, and switch batteries, so 2 strikes. And what could be the final at bat here, and that's going to be a ball in the dirt, and the run coming home, and Bills will be safe as he'll beat the throw in. So he'll score the second run of the ball game for West Rutland. That's it's Harvey at the plate. They just announced. See, I can't see the jersey number is 200 some odd feet away in center field. So 2 strikes to run in, and McCullough to the windup, looking for that final out. Will get it, and it's going to be the ball game as it'll go 26-2 unofficially in my book. And that should be the mercy rule, I hope, as they get together and got to come out and shake hands. So congratulations to Marble Valley. They'll move on and to another game in a tournament. West Rutland just eliminated with that loss, but they gave a good effort on a hot day. So keep watching the Proctor All-Star Tournament 2010.